Welcome to What I'm Watching Wednesday for 2018. This is where I show you 10 YouTube channels that I've been following this year. Welcome to episode 18 of What I'm Watching Wednesday. Now this one's been a little guilty pleasure of mine for the past 6 months or so. Ever since I decided I wanted to start a live stream on my channel, that's another story, it hasn't actually begun yet, the H3 Podcast. It's the brainchild of Ethan and Hila Klein of H3H3.
What up, peeps? Welcome back to another episode of the H3 Podcast Live.
And at its core, it is simply a podcast.
Get out of here.
Now he thinks it's a game.
Had tape in his mouth.
Ethan and Hila will interview a subject for as long as the interview takes. They've interviewed a wide variety of guests, ranging from Keemstar.
We are here with the legend, the super villain, the fucking villain of YouTube. You know him. You might love him. You might hate him. But you know him for sure. His name is Killer Keemstar.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
What up?
What's up?
I'm actually really happy you're here. I've never met you in person, but it's nice to finally see you and be able to touch you and give you a squeeze.
How was the experience?
I was disappointed.
Philly D.
What up, beautiful bastards? Welcome to another episode of the H3 Podcast.
It sounds so wrong.
Did that not sound right? Sound right coming out of my mouth?
No, it was like my dad said it.
Hey, hello, beautiful bastards. Here with Philip DeFranco. I made that intro in honor of him.
Jake Paul.
Without him, I'd be dead. But I'm sorry, I got too far away. Yeah, I don't even know.
Dude, God bless your mic etiquette. We have so many guests in here who are like, by the end, they're like this. Jake, for 1 second, is like, oh shit, I got
Bro,
too
I'm
far
out
away.
here. I'm
God
a rapper,
bless
right? It's every day, bro.
Jordan Peterson.
We all handle hate of one kind or another. How do you handle it? Like knowing that there's people out there who have never met you, don't know you at all, but they just hate your guts.
It depends on who they are. If they're an academic or a journalist of some repute and they go after me without warrant, if they make arguments that are invalid, false, let's say, lies, we could even say that,
Sure.
then I'll go after them and call them out. Because I think if they're professors, it's like, get your act together. You've got a position of authority and influence.
Well, it's a professional gauntlet.
That's
in
right.
a way, right?
That's exactly it. It's like you're going to come after me. You're going to tell me I'm not qualified. I'm off kilter. Whatever you
Sure.
think is like. Prepare to defend yourself.
Shane Dawson.
You know this could happen to anybody.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like, they took a thing from
No
6 years ago
question.
and edited it up. Imagine, like, all of us have hours of content. Like,
Yeah.
it could happen to anybody.
Anyone.
The cleanest person in the world. Justine, who knows?
I completely agree. It could happen to any one of us. There's no question about it. I have some old videos, boy.
But also,
They should all be unlisted now.
it's a huge difference.
That's not a challenge, by the way.
I feel like people need to make the difference between, like, you made a shitty joke that you shouldn't have made to this guy's a pedophile. That's insane.
That's the thing.
They're so far from each other.
And Sean Evans.
How's your butthole doing?
Butthole is holding up for everybody who's concerned out there. It is just, it's battle tested. It's military grade. It's never been better. You know, I feel
Really?
like it's like somebody getting in the gym. You know what I mean? I feel like I've just built up a superhero butthole at this point. Yeah.
The thing that makes this podcast so compelling to watch for me is the on-screen persona of Ethan and Hila. Now, if you're new to YouTube and you haven't heard of this husband and wife team, what they do on the podcast is very, very relaxed. They sit down at a table, they let their guests speak, they let the story naturally weave its own trajectory. There are no Hollywood interview tactics at play here. This is just straight up chatting to a guest and letting the tangent take itself wherever it goes. In terms of their guests, I know on the bucket list, Hila has mentioned many times she'd love to have Larry David on the show. So if you're interested in the interview format of a show, of a podcast, and you're sick of the regular schlock you get on television, you're definitely going to love the H3 podcast. Now, what can we do as viewers to help get Larry David on that show? Because I feel that would be pretty good. I hope that you liked this episode and that you'll also go and check out the creator I featured. And if you like what I'm doing here on this channel, please hit the subscribe button. Check out my latest vlog here and a random vlog there. There's also a bunch of ways you can contribute to the channel financially in the description down below if you feel that way inclined. What's that? We're out of time. That's